Are we actually live? Live from YouTube for the first time? Live from YouTube for the first time? Hold on, what's up with the quality? What's up with the 480p? Come on, man. At least 720. Let's refresh it.
And off we go here in Boston in Game 5. Tony Brothers, David Guthrie,
Hold on, we ain't ready.
Taylor. Here's Drew Holiday, the driving kick into the corner. Jaylen Brown.
Hold on, guys. So here we go. Okay, we got one person in here. Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. And to my one person in here, man, can you let me know if you can hear me okay on the mic? It's my first time doing this. So many people we can get in here before we get going. Take it a while. Starting off with the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers, the first game of the night. Yo, PV, yo, what's good, man? What's good? I went out and made an investment. I brought a little PC and I can be a little bit more versatile. Usually I do everything off my phone, man, so I'm really, really, really excited to be able to be doing stuff like this. Alright, hey, man. Hey, enjoy the laundry. Me personally, I hate doing laundry, man. Hate doing laundry. But enjoy your laundry. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep doing me. You keep doing you too, man. I appreciate that. But let me see here. We got 2 people in here. That's enough for me to get it going, man. Oh, and I got to put my AirPods in so I can hear. You play me in the background. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I appreciate that. That's so crazy to me. Alright, here we go. Celtics Cavs game 5.
And to me, that was into the corner.
Oh no, that's too loud in my ears.
Looking for a shot a little bit more. Here's White. As Garland pulls from deep, offensive rebound, Okoro. Strus. And that's a deep shot.
Hold on. Let me see something.
Misses on his first take. Marcus Morris probing, looking for some daylight, taking White into the paint, the stop in the spin.
Has always been invaluable in terms of his impact defensively and ability to space it. But boy, if he can start to see the ball go through the basket like that,
okay, still working.
They just have so many ways.
Here we go, man. The Boston Celtics, man. Boston Celtics. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who won this game. The Boston Celtics, they're going on to advance to the conference finals. I think that's a crazy slam by Tatum. But I think everybody expected that though, man. But and Evan Mobley was big time this game. I think he finished with 30+ points. I think this would be a big off season for Evan Mobley. Trey Ball. Come on, Tatum. That's filthy, Tatum. But the Boston Celtics, man, their team is so crazy, man. Like, they got 5 guys out there at all time that are just perfectly in sync with each other, offensive, defensive side of the ball. Let me get the chat back up.
Than they typically would, and he has made some good plays.
5 guys out there at all time.
All the way through the
Just perfectly in sync with each other, offensive, defensive side of the ball.
So here's Darius Garland. Mentioned his big scoring game the other night.
No, PV Donovan did not play tonight, which I thought was so crazy. They say he's dealing with a calf injury. It's so disappointing that he wasn't able to. I'm gonna turn this game. I'm gonna turn the video volume up just a little bit more. A little bit more. So.
Isaac Okoro quickly summoned by JB Bickerstaff.
Up top on that elbow.
Oh man, I feel like an old man. Just a little more. All right.
Strus able to find the laces.
All right.
Opening minutes of the second quarter. Lofting up top. It's White inside to Cornette. Jaylen Brown, whose offensive efficiency.
Jaylen Brown had a quiet night tonight. That's how good the Boston Celtics is. They second best player can have a quiet night, man. They still look so dominant. They got about, I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm watching the Celtics a lot these playoffs, man. They got a lot of guys that can be the best player on a given night or the second best player on a given night. This is a really good basketball team, man. Look at Marcus Morris was getting buckets. He was getting buckets in the first half. He's turning back the clock a little bit.
Tremendous three-point shooter in the postseason.
Look at him.
And he is looking awfully comfortable. And
they teach you that in basketball, pump fake, one dribble, pull up.
Jaylen Brown with the shot clock at 10, trying to find some daylight.
Look at this, Derek White. I remember when they traded Derek White from the Spurs. They said he could not shoot the ball,
trying to extend their season somehow,
or at least his three-point percentage was low. And then Al Horford. Al Horford is crazy. He's 37, 38, still hedging, still getting out there.
Horford lets it fly. Ball batted around.
Hey, look at him. Come on, man. Hey, somebody test him, man. 37.
Cavs are out of fouls. Garland trying to check Tatum.
That's a mismatch.
Looking for some daylight.
Come on, Tatum. I think this when I start watching the game. Tatum got a tech right there. I think Tatum, he has been doing, in my opinion, a little bit too much complaining to the refs in the playoffs, man. It's the playoffs. It's gonna get physical. And plus, his team only has 2 losses in the playoffs. Gavin Mobley, you got to get his weight up, man. You got to be able to move Drew. Al Horford. Al Horford, man. Uh-oh.
Boy, Dean Wade has been careless tonight with the
So
basketball.
good. So good.
Closed the first half on a 15-4 run. Tatum. Three-pointer won't go.
I didn't watch the second half of the game. I had to go do something. Al Horford on all the little things. But just look at this. Look at the spacing, man. Like the spacing is so crazy.
Look at Horford again, tracking it down. Tatum wide open. Keep in mind the end of the first half on a 15.
Just got Tatum standing on the deep pass. You got Al Horford the center. Drew cuts right here. But look, like, this is just so much spacing to operate with, man. Like, Brad Stevens did a great job orchestrating. And we got Porzingis out there. All that spacing makes it easy for guys to penetrate, pause, and then when guys are penetrating, double pause. Yeah, hey, I think Denver. I like Denver too, man. I was shocked to see what happened in Denver the first 2 games against Minnesota. I'm not gonna lie, I did not see that coming. But the way that they responded to win 3 straight games, the way that they got defended those first 2 games, very impressive. But I definitely like Denver to repeat as well. I think their half-court offense, I think the processor that Jokic have in his brain, we haven't seen nobody that can figure it out yet, man. And don't get me started on Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, man. Shout out to him. Look at Tatum. That's too easy.
Can Garland get his scoring and shot on
Marcus Morris, Trey Ball.
Buries another triple. Angles.
I ain't showing none of that. I guess Mobley, I think he started turning up in the fourth quarter. Probably see a bunch of his highlights.
Mobley nearly coughs it up. This is Morris in the
Trey
corner.
ball.
Elevates over the top of Horford. He is lighting up the
So look, it was a close game into the fourth quarter. 3 points without Donovan Mitchell. And we got to we got to remember that Jarrett Allen isn't playing either. He can provide a lot offensively and defensively. But I think this was a big time game for Evan Mobley, for him to have this on his shoulders offensively. I think it's a great thing. Yeah, there is no answer to Jokic. He's too good, man. I've never seen such a soft touch. Like on his hook shots, his little floaters, his jump shots, they're like all net every time.
Pull it out to run some clock. Here comes Brown. Dazzling pass.
Yeah, Boston is just too much, man. For a depleted team, it's nothing they can do. Got Tatum 6'9" coming off the screen, pulling up top of the key.
Gia, what are you thinking about here if you're Garland in this offense?
I like Darius Garland. I think Darius Garland could have been a lot better in the playoffs. He wasn't in the lineup. Wasn't in the lineup consistently this year. He had a lot of crazy injuries. Messed his eye up, messed his jaw up. So he never really got into a full rhythm into the regular season. So it's probably was very hard for him coming into the postseason. We all know it's a totally different game. Look at this spacing, it's crazy. So now you can do. You can do. This guy's got Drew Holiday, man.
Horford making another start for the injured Kristaps Porzingis. What ball movement? Boston's
they got two Drew Holidays. Derek White is another Drew Holiday.
He's going to be coming up either Sunday or Tuesday.
Big Al, 37, can't be. Somebody drug test him.
Yeah, listen, they got to be pleased with their progress. I think J.B. Bickerstaff has got to be happy to see some of the growth from those young guys. But the Celtics, mission accomplished for the second round.
Hey, there we have it. The Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics to the conference finals. Once again, it's probably their fifth time in 6 years or their sixth time in 7 years. But the Boston Celtics, they're gonna be waiting on the winner of the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks, and that's been a very interesting series to watch. We all know, well, me personally, I don't know, I wasn't born at the time, but I've heard of all the clashes that New York and Indiana has had in the postseason during that time. I know the infamous Reggie Miller story. So the Boston Celtics will go on to play one of those two teams, where once again they will probably be heavily favored until they get into the NBA Finals. And I know Jason Tatum, he said that the Boston Celtics haven't been rewarded like a super team. They didn't win no awards, even although they won 64 games. And I think he does have a point there. I never thought about that from that perspective. The way that the Boston Celtics dominated the Eastern Conference, there was one point in the season they could have lost 10 straight games and they still would have had the number one seed. So I think no consideration for them for at least the MVP awards, the Coach of the Year. I guess that could have cause them to walk around with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. And then also, you watch these TV shows, First Take, Undisputed. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately because I drive. When I'm not doing YouTube, I drive for Uber. So I'm so burnt out from music that I've been listening to sports podcasts, and one of my favorite ones is It Is What It Is with Cameron and Mace. Those guys are so funny, but they're very hard on pause. They're very hard on the on the Boston Celtics, but and they're just in a weird situation. Their team is so good. We look at who they played in the first round. They played the Miami Heat. They had no Jimmy Butler, and then the Miami Heat already had one of the worst offenses in the NBA in terms of putting up points per game in scoring in the half court. So that was a walk in the park for them. And then also we get to this series. Donovan Mitchell, he doesn't play the second half of this series. I believe he only played 3 games in this series, and he didn't get a chance to play the last 2. And you never know, man. Donovan Mitchell, he won 1 game for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm a huge fan of Donovan Mitchell. I think he is so big time. His ability to score the basketball. I love his ability to finish around the rim. Because when it comes to playoff basketball, and I tell this to my buddies all the time, I prefer players that doesn't have to rely on their jump shot, on their perimeter shooting. I like guys that can work from the inside out. Pause. So let's take Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker, for example. When you look at Devin Booker, when he faced that smothering playoff defense against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he couldn't really find no rhythm because he's a perimeter jump shot shooter, and that's just my biggest fear when it comes to those type of guys in the playoffs. When they can't get to their when they can't get their outside game going, how else are they going to get into a rhythm to be effective enough to win a playoff game? So that's what I love about a player like Donovan Mitchell, because he can get himself going by getting downhill, finishing around the rim, and then drawing contact for a foul. So I'm a huge fan of Donovan Mitchell. I'm not saying he would have won the Cleveland Cavaliers more games, but he definitely would have made things a little bit more interesting. And then also, but back to the Boston Celtics, so they're in this predicament where they're winning these games. Nobody talks about them when they're winning, but when they lose a game to these teams, they lost 1 game to the Miami Heat, they lose 1 game to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now they're in a situation where, at least this is what I'm seeing on TV. Now they're saying the Boston Celtics, they better get it together. They're showing how vulnerable they are. But in reality, what the reality of it is, the Boston Celtics have been extremely dominant in this postseason. I know they dropped 2 games on their home court, but we look at the majority of these games that they won. They're winning in dominant fashion. They're winning with Jason Tatum. Well, Jason Tatum has been playing a lot better as of late, but to start the playoffs, Jason Tatum was struggling with his shot a little bit, but he's still affecting the game as a defender, rebounding and assisting. But with all of that, they're still winning these games. They don't have to play their starters down the stretch. They have their role players having big-time games. So the Boston Celtics, they're a really interesting team. They have all of these guys that can be the best player any given night. You have Porzingis that can be the best player on the night. You have Drew Holiday. Derek White has had some big-time games so far in the playoffs for the Boston Celtics. PV said he got a hot take from me. He said, I think this is a make or break playoffs for Boston. If they don't win the finals, they will never win with Tatum and Brown. Okay, that is a little bit of a hot take. I agree with you to an extent. I think right now it is title or bust for the Boston Celtics, but I won't go as far as to say, because these guys are still so young. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, JB, I believe is 27, and Jason Tatum just turned 26. So these guys are still young, still have a lot of basketball left ahead of them. But I think at this point in their careers, when they do have rosters like this, I think it is championship or bust for these guys. But if they don't get one this year, I wouldn't rule it out for the rest of their basketball careers. And then also, look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, the team that got sent home out of this playoff series. I think these last couple of years have been very tough to them. I think last year, in my personal opinion, going up against the New York Knicks, I think they was the better team, and then they dropped that series to them, and then they get back this year and riddled with injuries all season long. Evan Mobley was out for periods of time. Donovan Mitchell out for periods of time. Darius Garland out for periods of time. And what's so crazy about the Cleveland Cavaliers, they maintained like the entire season. They was a 4th seed, 5th seed. At one point, they was the 3rd seed, about to grab the 2nd seed, and then we get to the playoffs. Jared Allen hurts his ribs. Darius Garland is trying to find his rhythm. And Donovan Mitchell gets injured in the Boston series, and they were still able to be a talented Orlando Magic team. Me personally, if I'm the Cleveland Cavaliers, if I'm Coach JB Bickerstaff, I'm the front office, I would love to keep this core together because I think guys like Darius Garland and Evan Mobley, they're going to continue to get better. They are still very, very young in this league. So is Donovan Mitchell. So I wouldn't be so quick to blow it up. If I was the Cleveland Cavaliers, just some pretty unfortunate things keep happening. And then PB's first. Yeah. I feel you. It's going to be really interesting, man. I think right now it's looking like a crash course between the Boston Celtics and the Denver Nuggets, and that's going to be some really, really, really fun and interesting basketball to watch. Both teams. I don't think the Denver Nuggets are as good as a defensive team as the Boston Celtics. They just have a lot of size, a lot of length. Aaron Gordon steps up defensively in the playoffs, but they're my mic volume dropped. Testing. Let me see. Let me check it out. Might have to turn it up a little bit. Maybe I should put it right here. But yeah, man, this was the Boston Celtics. They're 8-2 so far in the playoffs. They're dominating, and now they get the rest up because I think the Indiana series is gonna go 7 games. They're gonna have some time off to rest, get rejuvenated, and also scout out their competition. But now we can get to the second game, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks. This has also been one of the more entertaining series in the playoffs. This series we had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander against Luka Doncic, two of the best offensive forces in the NBA, and they both have some really good pieces around them. Oklahoma City Thunder has a great young core. Huge fan of Chet Holmgren and J-Dub, Lou Dort. It's a lot of great basketball players on the court right now. And then Luka, I don't know what you do with Luka, man. When he got it going, it's nothing you can do. Chet Holmgren, come on, top of the key, 7 feet tall.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
That's filthy.
Switch. He's got Gafford. Oh, the blow by and slam. So
I didn't see that. I watched most of this game. I don't remember seeing that, Shai. Shai Gilly.
Fake, bounce. Oh, Holmgren went for the crank. Couldn't put it down.
Oh, man.
Irving.
It was wild.
He's trying to shake Joe. He does. Left hand. Misses it from the outside.
Appreciate that, PV, man. Hey, good luck with that. Good luck with that laundry, man. I need to do it. I have a bunch of laundry I have to do myself. I hate doing laundry. Like, come on, they hit me with mid. They hit me with ass in the mid of the video, bro.
They got some contact from Williams, no call. Mavericks have made their last 5 shots. Gilgeous-Alexander with a left-handed pass. Outside Dort.
Shout out to Lou Dort, man. When he came into the NBA, he wasn't the greatest three-point shooter. He's a legit threat from out there now.
Faced a similar situation in the first round against the Clippers and blew out LA.
Luka, what do you do with that? That's one dribble step back.
Hit. Mixing it up a bit, P.J. Washington did pick up 2 quick fouls. Isaiah Joe on the bench with 2 fouls. Doncic, rimming, no, Lively. A ball
man, Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. They've been big time in the playoffs this year, man.
Another offensive board slap away by Green.
Jason Kidd be taking them in and out like it's a video game.
Gliding through the air, it's Jones with major elevation. Scores.
Shout out to Derrick Jones. I believe he started this game 6 of 6, 3 for 3 from the three-point line.
Missed it. Green knocks it over to Giddey. Second chance opportunity for Williams. Yes, on a 3. Man. Tim Hardaway Jr. in for the first time as well. Jones now on the bench. Hardy, fake it, and toss it up for the
pressure that Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively be putting on the rim, it makes this Dallas Mavericks offense just completes it.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
And that guy right there, he's ridiculous as well.
Lively with the catch.
He's so
Dallas
special, man. He's so
3-0
unique.
after a loss in the playoffs this year.
And Kyrie is at a point. He had a point in his career where he's just as skilled as he is. He's just as fundamentally sound as well. It's so crazy. Like his triple threat, his jab step, his punk fakes, all of that. It's so crazy right now, man.
He put it
Uncle
over
Drew.
Williams for two.
Uncle Drew.
Dort is back in. Washington back in, playing with the 2 fouls. Dort shows it and scores it.
And one of the few times that OKC has been able to get all the way to the rim.
Doncic, screen, Washington. Give and go. Extra feed. Major highlight for Lively.
Major highlight from
wow,
Lively.
Doncic with the beautiful cut.
Giddey again? No.
Josh Giddey.
Washington the board.
Josh Giddey been struggling this series. Coach don't trust him no more, man.
For Dallas. It's Lively.
And I'm assuming if the coach not trusting him, his teammates not either.
Dort, fake, penetration, deep.
Look at Derek Lively, he a rookie. And in chat, both rookies.
Shot clock is down to 12.
Look at that. That's what I'm saying. No dribbles, jab step, trey ball. That's Kyrie Irving.
Wants to dance, takes it to the rim, and lays it in with a
Tough
left
bucket.
hand. The dexterity of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Tough bucket.
7-point game. Doncic, floater, Jones.
Wow.
Skyward again.
His offense is really good, man.
A little bit of a line drive right now with his three-pointer Holmgren.
Doncic, ball fake. Two-man action with Irving. Doncic lets it fly. Bottom. Off three. Doncic.
I'm speechless. Oh, that's cookies, though.
Race to the rim. Gilgeous-Alexander with Green. He fends off and slams.
Such a tough cover, man.
Here.
Perfect side, perfect guard size is 6'6", man. We look throughout NBA history. Look at Kobe Bryant, look at Michael Jordan. I know those guys are anomaly, but you could do a lot of things on the basketball court when you 6'6". Shai Gilgeous is another example.
Yeah, smart. Get a good shot here if you're okay.
There's no right defender you can pick. Oh my God, yam time. I was watching the game. They did that. The whole crowd started barking. That's tough, man. I gotta get some money so I can start going to some playoff basketball games.
Flyby, Gilgeous-Alexander, shooting practice.
I don't know when my Pistons gone. I don't know when my Pistons gonna get back into playoff contention.
To outlet it, turns it over.
In and out cross. That's cone work right there, Luka.
Makes his way for two. And all passers with 8 assists. Doncic misses on a 3-ball. Green keeps it alive. Washington. Big
shout out PJ Washington.
PJ Washington with a Statue of Liberty.
Real quick, I just want to say, man, it's crazy how talented these NBA players are. Because you look at a guy like PJ Washington, and then you also look at Daniel Gafford. These are guys who were on like terrible NBA teams. PJ Washington with the Charlotte Hornets and Daniel Gafford with the Washington Wizards, and they do not look like the players that they look like right now. They did not look like those players when they was playing on those previous teams. So it's really crazy how much the personnel around you matters, how much the front office matters, the aura of the team, or so. These two guys, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, since the NBA trade deadline, they have looked like two completely different basketball players. But my bad, I just had to say that. Oh, and they slapped me with an ad. Here we go.
Irving against Williams. Hand it for Green. Open look. Washington snaps in a 3.
Trey ball.
56% from the field. They've only attempted 2 free throws.
This guy, he's so tough. Look,
Alexander
how many guys around him? It's the whole team trying to stop him right there. When his mid-range is so elite,
left open.
It doesn't matter.
Ball. Kyrie is there. He tried to pop it in.
Lively.
Doncic.
Oh, Luka. That's deep, Luka. Pause.
Second chance opportunities. 2 cracks at it there.
Kyrie wanted a call. Gilgeous-Alexander, work it around. Wallace connects on a three.
And I like this kid. This kid brings
Casey.
something. The trust.
He's a rookie.
Defense,
A lot of
the
rookies
three-point
playing in some
shooting,
quality
great defense,
minutes in these
offense.
playoffs,
That's
man.
OKC's game.
That is 9.
It's a young
turnovers
man's
for the
league.
Mavs. Hardy lobs it up.
It's a young.
Woodley puts
Oh,
it
come on,
down
man.
hard.
You have to pit sack on
Three
his neck
Lively,
like that.
3 on Gafford, 3 on Washington.
Here we go.
Jalen Williams
Shea
back
Gilly.
in. Gilgeous-Alexander floats it up and in. Blocks the
Shea
foul.
Gilly.
As we get late into this third.
Dort picks up Doncic full court. Lively again, trying to set a
This
screen.
was the ball game right
Step
here.
back,
It was
Doncic,
over
he
after that.
buries it from 3.
That was the dagger.
Two-man game. Williams sneaks inside.
J-Dub,
For
that's
the
a
two.
touch,
Smart.
tough
He
scoop.
gets rid of the ball, doesn't stand still, and able to get past Lively for that easy two.
He's now 3 of 9, 6 points.
one.
Doncic fouled in the act.
He's too
Gets it
good.
to go off
He's
the
doing that to
window.
Lou Dort,
A
man.
chance at an old-fashioned three-point play.
You
And
make an
Luka
argument that
and
Lou
Kyrie
Dort
are
is the
combined
best
16
perimeter
of
defender
28.
in the league.
Working around the perimeter. Washington missed it on a 3-ball.
Look at
Irving
Kyrie.
taps it back.
That's
Doncic.
championship pedigree, man.
Kaboom!
Smallest guy on the
It's a
court.
three.
Getting back tap, oh
We're
boys.
down to 7:37 to go. Give it up. Dort
Good pass.
feeds it for Holmgren, who throws it down. Ball handling
I think
wizardry.
OKC tried to make a
Four
little
shoot.
push right here.
Holmgren, skip it. Dort, fire it. Bullseye.
Grenade.
Gafford there defensively. Back inside for SGA.
And that's another
Kick.
thing about Daniel
Williams.
Gafford. Before
Hard
coming
drive.
to
Williams
the
scoops
Dallas
up.
Mavericks, I didn't know he was this good of a defender, man.
This is a Thunder team.
And I know he was this
33-8
good of a
at
defender.
home during the regular season. Holmgren.
Oh my God.
A serious rack attack.
It's gonna be a good offseason for Chet Holmgren.
Shrunk to 7. It was as large as 18.
Damn.
No call. Doncic give it up. Washington got him.
PJ
It's a
Washington.
three.
Never
Second
thought I'd
three
be
of the night
saying
for
that.
PJ Washington. It's a 10-point lead. Kick.
J-Dub.
Williams puts it on the deck. The leaner goes. Irving. Jumper is Washington. Partially blocked. Ricochets back and he slams it. PJ Washington in the right spot. Lively looks good on those 2 attempts. It's an 11-point lead. Ball movement. Holmgren blocked on the outside. Doncic ahead. Jones way up high for the jam. 99-86. Mavericks
gotta
have
hurt
2
if you
minutes to play.
OKC, man.
Gilgeous-Alexander rises up and sticks it.
And right there, they got the
It's a
switch
back
on
and forth
Irving,
series.
has the size
I think it's gonna
advantage,
go
able to just
7.
Get to his spot and elevate.
1:17 to play. They need points in a hurry. Swing it. Joe. 3. Off the rim. Slam down. Holmgren with the stuff.
Chet Holmgren.
Rejected
about
by
12 pounds
Holmgren.
of muscle.
Break opportunity. SGA.
He added
blocked
muscle
by
coming into
Doncic.
this season.
Big
So he
time
on the right
rejection.
track, man.
Derrick
And,
Jones
you
Jr.,
know, I just started lifting
Gafford, Lively.
and stuff like that.
Obviously, Luka gets the
Probably
credit,
like
but a total team
been doing it
effort.
consistently
Off the
for
kick
probably
ball,
like
King lays it in. 42
a year now,
9-point
but like
lead for
on
the
and
Mavs,
off
and then
since like
recovered
the
with a huge
pandemic,
Game
man,
5 win,
and
wrapped up the series in
adding
6.
on muscle and taking off
Major
fat, man.
bounce
That
back
stuff is so
by
so
the
hard.
Dallas Mavericks. They defeat the Thunder in OKC to take a 3-2 lead in the series.
This has been
104-92 the final.
very, very. Hold on, man. We ain't watching another video, man. But this has been a very, very entertaining series. The Dallas Mavericks have been very entertaining in these playoffs. We know they got the 5th seed, so they, the 5th seed is kind of one of the toughest. That's probably the toughest seed to be in the playoffs. You got to face the 4th seed, and now here they are facing the 1st seed, and they faced the Clippers last round. They faced the Clippers last round. I don't know if I want this. Let's go back here. But they faced the Clippers. But they faced the Clippers in the first round of the playoffs, and I ain't gonna lie, I was a little let down by that series. I was very excited going into the postseason because I thought Kawhi was gonna be healthy, and I thought that was gonna be very entertaining. But Kawhi came back for basically 1.5 games. obviously wasn't himself out there, and he had to sit out. And then we look at who they're facing right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now we all knew that this was going to be a great series. You have Luka Doncic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who were in the MVP conversation this year. Both are super young. I think Shai is 25 and Luka is 25. They both play the point guard position, and they both have similar playing styles as far as the production they get for their team, but the way it looks a little bit more different. Luka shoots a lot more threes than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and he posts up a lot more, whereas Shai is a mid-range. What the fuck?